Rocky the Rockstar by Jonah Ibsen.
Rocky was a large gray rock who lived on the edge of a river. He had lived there for thousands of years. His life was remarkably uneventful. One day, some local picnickers accidentally dropped their reading material, leaving it behind. Rocky, who had taught himself to read over the years, enjoyed the magazine and started to dream of becoming a rock star.
Rock and roll.
Rolling Stone? Rock star? Rocky the Rock was starting to think that perhaps it was his fate to become a rock and roll god. But wait a minute, Rocky thought. I'm a rock. I don't know how to play any musical instruments or sing or do anything really other than sit by this river forever. I can't be a rock and roll god. As Rocky sat in frustrated silence, the picnickers made a surprise reappearance to recover their lost magazine. When the picnickers discovered their missing magazine lying beside Rocky, they put their heads together and decided to get a little silly. They hoisted up Rocky from the spot where he had sat for thousands of years and heaved him into the raging river. Rocky was carried along by its mighty flow. After a tumultuous journey downstream, the raging river eventually deposited Rocky along its muddy banks, nestled between the roots of an old maple tree. "What's up, Rock?" said the tree. "Fate seems to have brought you to my doorstep, as it has delivered so many other students over the years. My name," said the tree, "is Big Papa, and I can teach you whatever fate brought you here to learn." "I most want to learn how to play rock and roll, Big Papa. Can you teach me that?" "Rock and roll cannot be taught," Big Papa boomed. "It has to be felt, but I can teach you how to open yourself up to the feeling so you can let it out." With that, Big Papa broke off one of his own favorite branches, removed the twigs, snapped it in two, and placed the sticks down on top of Rocky. "Feel the spirit of rock and roll flowing from these sticks into you," said Big Papa. "Sit and meditate. Feel the heart of rock and roll, 'cause the heart of rock and roll is still beating." After 3 days and 3 nights with Big Papa's magical maple sticks balanced on top of himself, Rocky was starting to feel a tingle deep down inside his stony stomach. Then a steady rhythm started beating inside of him as the sun rose on the morning of the 4th day. Just then, 2 local boys walked through the woods down to the river. One of them was carrying a guitar and the other guy held an iPad. "Hey Luke, this looks like a great spot to film the video, right here by this big rock," said the guy holding the iPad. "Yeah, Harry, you're right. This spot just has that good old booty-shaking rock and roll vibe," replied the guy with the guitar. Harry set up the iPad on the riverbank, nestled in Big Papa's roots, while Luke started tuning up his guitar and playing some licks. Suddenly, on a whim, Harry picked up Big Papa's magical maple sticks and started banging out a beat on Rocky's head. Luke strummed and sang. Harry beat on Rocky with Big Papa's magic sticks. The camera was rolling and the rock and roll was flowing. Harry and Luke started practicing songs down by the river and posting videos of their best tracks on YouTube. They were accumulating more and more likes, but there were also many haters who simply weren't feeling their brand of good old booty shaking rock and roll. These haters left some really negative comments. One day, a contest was announced on every major website in the world. Any rock and roll band bold enough to accept the challenge could submit a video of one song to YouTube within the next 24 hours. The band with the rockinest video and song will receive $1 million and the title of Rock and Roll Gods. Rocky, Luke, and Harry decided to call themselves Big Papa and the Heroes. They recorded the best song they knew how to play. That old Motown track, Papa Was a Rollin' Stone. Harry and Rocky's drum solo was particularly epic. The video was 3 minutes and 33 seconds long, and that's exactly how long it took the mysterious rock and roll judges to realize that Big Papa and the Heroes deserved the prize. After their amazing victory, the band continued jamming for the rest of the summer, dreaming of how they would spend their money and enjoy their newfound fame. But out of the blue one day, Rocky suddenly realized that money and fame meant nothing to him. He would never really live the rock and roll lifestyle out on the road. He was a rock and was meant to sit still, chilling with Big Papa down by the river. "Fellas," said Rocky, "you two should take the $1 million and the band out on the road. Hire a bass player, buy a proper drum set, and rock it like you just can't stop it." "Thanks, Rocky," said Harry. "Yeah," said Luke, "you're the true rock and roll god. We heard the spirit inside of you that day calling to us. We'll never forget you, Rocky." The two guys left, and Rocky was alone again. He remained in the same spot down by the river for another 6 million years, happily feeling the heart of rock and roll beating steadily from his core. He was the god of rock and roll.